All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the King and I Life podcast. It's me, your man, Soul Toucher the Poet, and I am in the house with the one, the only.
Sun Soul Lex, yes sir.
Yes, definitely. We are back in this joint, and you know that you can follow us on your favorite podcast platform, whichever one you choose, baby, because we worldwide. And then
Yes indeed.
you can follow us on those other platforms, Facebook,
Facebook, YouTube,
YouTube, Instagram.
yes sir.
Again, we got some good things coming up. Uh, yeah, I'm waiting for us to debut some good stuff though.
Oh yeah.
I'm itching to throw it out there, but I could wait. I could wait.
Yeah,
You
we're
know,
gonna keep it in the bag for now.
bag for now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it in the bag for now. But you know, we're gonna talk about a topic that is heavy. It's been heavy for a little over a year.
Yes indeed.
But being that we're in this current year, we're going to talk about coping with 2021. Um, Definitely the impact of COVID, because it's affected a lot of things. It's affected a lot of people's jobs. It's affected school for kids, college for those who go to college, um, the economy. Um,
Relationships,
oh my God, relationships, um, mental health, all sorts of things. Just relationships around the world. It's definitely affected people's ability to travel and go out for entertainment. Um,
yes indeed.
I think traveling and entertainment is one of those things, alongside with relationships that have affected people the most. Um, People have had to cancel vacations, and I know that's been taxing on a lot of people.
Yeah, it has.
But I think uh, one of the biggest things that have affected people around the world, especially people that I know, is the curfews and lockdowns. Um, because I know for me, I hate sitting still. Man, sitting still is like I don't I don't even know what to compare that to. You know what I can compare that to? I can compare curfews and lockdowns to being deployed, because being deployed, it's a lot of stuff that you cannot do. So
Right.
being put in this situation till we got curfews and lockdowns. I mean, curfews really didn't affect me, um, but the lockdowns did, because it's like, can't go to the gun range, can't go to the movies, could barely go out to eat. Uh, you know that that right there was enough.
I mean, the biggest thing to me, it seemed like it was like a damn form of adult punishment. Like your parents sending your ass to your room telling about don't come out until
Right,
you fix that attitude.
right,
But
right.
me personally, I rather enjoyed it. Again, with my job, I travel a lot, so the freeways were open like a mug, and I'm loving it. I'm like, what? I am rolling through Orlando, and there is hardly no traffic out there. But
Lucky for you. Lucky for you. Look here. Let me tell you. Back when it first started last year, and when things started getting heavy, I was out in Missouri for school for the army. Um, then when I got back home, it was like, okay, the roads is like empty. Um, and then when I finally was able to go to work, um, because we had started doing rotations. I think at the time we had started doing like uh, 2 3 day rotations. Me and the two other people in my office. Um,
mhm.
but I would get on the road, go down to DC, and I'm like, why is all these cars on the road? It's like, yo, I thought it was a lockdown and whatever the case may be. But you know, certain places it really affected. But I think my area, DC, it really didn't. I mean, I can say a lot of the government workers wasn't going in, but it was still a considerable amount of traffic on the roads. Um, Not all the time. Some of the times I was like you. Whoa, I'm looking down 95. I'm like, this joker wide open. And and the crazy thing about that is, the police wasn't really pulling people over. So I'm
No,
like,
hell no. Take your ass on.
5? Hmm. I can do a cool 80 right now. Um,
Okay.
but I think overall this gets old for people, and coming into 2021, I think as much as people are getting used to it, people are still not used to it. Um, I still find myself hating being in the house a lot, but then at the same time, when I'm in the house and I think about, what, because right now I go into work one week and then the next 2 weeks I'm working from home,
Right.
and it's like I be itching to get to the office, and then when I get to the office, I'm like, damn, I wish I was home. And then the 2 weeks I'm home, I'll be like, damn, I wish I was in the office. And then when I think, you know what, that's an hour and a half drive to work. Um, sometimes it might be traffic. I'm good. So it's a mind game.
All
Um,
right.
it's a mind game that I don't always like playing though. Um, and I think if you can't handle that mind game, then this is still stressful for you.
Yeah, I definitely think it's stressful. When it first hit, I mean, our biggest thing was because we're or supposedly essential workers.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem that we encountered was hotels. Like they were
Yeah.
seriously not open, or if they were open, it's a very small number of people that were actually allowed to stay. And
Wow.
then when you did get, in your room, you didn't want to leave that mug. You're like, I know for me, I was disinfecting every goddamn thing. I'm like, I am not finna take this shit on to my family. Hell
Oh
no.
man.
But it was hard as hell trying to find food. Like you
Really?
had to go through a drive-through in order
Mm,
to get food if the damn drive-through was open.
mm,
So it was very rough there at the beginning, to get through everything that we had to get through. But I know that my team and I, we took a good 2 weeks off because things were just getting that bad where a lot of our customers like, hey, no, y'all, no,
mm.
y'all can't come here. Nope. You come from
Oh,
where? No, no, we good. We
wow.
good. We'll check y'all on the rebound. But eventually, people started back, getting to that point where they're like, we can't continue to not run. We have to run.
Right. Yeah.
So uh, again, once everything started back opening up, it's just like damn near business as usual, except for again, certain restaurants won't open.
Yeah. I think another thing that kind of causes a little mental anguish or whatever, or stress during lockdowns and stuff like this, is people go to the store and they hoard everything, and they do it to the point where it's like they don't care about the next person. And you got people going in there, and they buy up the whole rack of toilet paper and all this and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, first of all, you really don't need all that stuff right now. So you're having to go buy extra storage for this stuff, whether it be another refrigerator, a deep freezer, whatever the case may be, and then the next person is out. Um, when it comes to toilet paper, it's like people buy up toilet paper, and then they want to resell it and up the price. Like you might find a roll of one ply toilet paper for 79 cents or whatever it is. You got people selling it for $2 and $3, and it's like, really, that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
And that stresses people out. But my
Capitalize
thing,
off the situation.
I found a way around that. Um, and I suggest everybody do this, because one thing it does, it takes that amount of stress off you. Get you a bidet. And for those of you out there in the world that don't know what a bidet is the little thing that spritz the water in your butt when you sit use the bathroom. And I bought one, and the only reason why I didn't even buy one because of the pandemic. I bought one because my second wife got one, and she was telling me about it, blah blah blah, and I was like, I'm gonna go in there and get me a bidet because a lot of people, especially men take a dump, they want to go take a shower after they take a dump, and it's like, you know what? If I buy this bidet, um, that pretty much cleans me up. And when people was out there running around getting all this toilet paper, blah blah blah, I'm like, I'm not tripping. I got a bidet. I go handle my business, shoot the water up in my crack, and I could take 2-3 squares of toilet paper, knock the water off of me, and I'm good. So I was like, so I looked at people and it was, ain't no toilet paper. I'm like, well, why don't you just get a bidet? And they're like, what's a bidet? And I tell them what it is. And I tell you the craziest thing that made me laugh is dudes are like, I don't want no water spraying up in my butt, blah blah blah. And I'm sitting there like, so you're gonna be mad because everybody buy the toilet paper, and I'm telling you a remedy, and you don't want to do it. Well, I guess you ain't gonna have no toilet paper. Then what you gonna do?
Okay. Yeah, I had a situation like that where I had went to Walmart and I bought like two bundles. I think there maybe been like a 6 pack of toilet paper,
Uh,
and they come tell me you got to put one of those back. I'm like, it's only two.
right.
I'm like, I'm not buying 6 and 7, motherfucker. Two. But
uh,
anyway, one of the ways I got around that was uh, I would go to the damn park stores,
uh,
discount stores, and buy damn shop rags. Like the paper shop rags.
yeah,
Like it's not even that serious, man. I just need something to wipe with.
yeah.
But people are acting real crazy with that. I mean, like getting into fist fights and all that over some
Oh
damn
man,
toilet paper. I'm like,
they getting the
if
fights over
if
it.
it's that bad, just get a damn rag. You can always
There's
wash
been,
out a damn
hey,
rag, soak that bitch in some damn Clorox.
in the crazy. If you at home, hey, just rough it out. Go jump in the shower right afterwards. You might
Yeah.
be in there a little longer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, but yeah, curfews and lockdowns, they just mess people up because it's stressful because I think some people have it in their mind that if I don't get all of this right now, I'm never going to be able to get it. But you got to think if everybody's buying things up in bulk, this, that, and the other, given the situation, it's like everybody is suffering. So you gotta, be mindful that other people need the same things that you're hoarding, that you need, that you want. Everybody
Yeah.
needs that stuff.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I saw like a lot of people like with truckloads of damn food and supplies. I'm like, so this the end of the world? That's what y'all
Right.
thinking this is. This is the end of the world. Like tomorrow's not gonna come.
Right. This is it. Walking Dead time.
Okay. But again, a lot of people were so stressed out over the little things like
Yeah.
a lot of people couldn't go to work, they had to stay home, with their kids. And from what they say, they're talking about the statistics
Hmm.
of marriages crumbling and falling apart. I don't know if that's true or not, but I would think in a time like this or that, that's when people actually come together and pull a little bit harder to make sure they maintain things. But again, that's just what they say. A lot of people were getting divorced. The divorce rate was going through the roof. But
I would have to say that would depend on how your relationship was before the pandemic, and 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 if it got worse along the way or if it got better along the way, because I would think that if your relationship was already good before then, coming in the 2021, it's been going on this long, I would think that you found a way to maintain and sustain your relationship going into the next year. I mean,
Right.
because if you really look at it, we are literally almost a year into this, and you know, I feel for those who had a marriage or a relationship that was on the rocks beforehand, because I can only imagine, how things went if things got worse. Um, and then you have to take into consideration this would be the wrong time to get a divorce if you came into this and you were not, financially set, or one of you lost your jobs, or one of you had to
Mm-hmm.
quit your job because you got childcare issues, this, that, and the other. Um, it's a big burden, and I know for a fact I used to crack the joke. Y'all married people lucky. Y'all got somebody during this pandemic, and it's like, shoot, as a single person, it's like, look, literally, when I was in Missouri, I was like, when I come home, I'm gonna be out of luck. I ain't gonna be able to see nobody. I ain't gonna be able to date nobody. I ain't gonna be able to do this, that, and the other. And I'm like, damn, you married people get on my nerves. But and I had to humble myself and realize that, married people don't really have it made. I mean, again, if your relationship is good, then you might have fared well throughout this. But if your relationship was bad, you
Yeah.
get to the point where, you know what, I ain't working, or you ain't working, or we both ain't working. Things are changing. If we both ain't working, I'm tired of seeing you every day. If you're working from
Mm-hmm.
home, it's like I want to get away from you. Um, or you know, you know, I lost my job or you lost your job. One of us is dead weight, and it's like, yo, what we gonna do? Is look, come on,
Yep.
killing me right now.
Exactly. I mean, in a situation like that, it really makes you do a lot of self-reflecting.
Oh my god.
Um, like, is this relationship even worth it anymore? And
Oh man.
I think the creator, me and my wife, we both, stayed working throughout this whole situation. Um, but a lot of people, as far as some of our neighbors, they car weren't moving anymore. They are just now starting to move, some of them.
Mm.
But the pressures that come along with not working and then having to deal with, always having to wear the mask and,
Oh
wearing
yeah.
gloves and,
Mm.
just trying to get through life, meaning keep a roof over your head and keep the damn lights on. I could just imagine what, some people went through. And truly my heart goes out to those people. And I hope whoever lost there and they're at least starting to make their way back if they're not back already.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, another thing that I was just thinking about was, we have somewhat of a entitlement society now, and you know you have to look at pandemics of the past. You know, compared to what how we have it, they had it a lot worse because they didn't have a lot of access to excess. A lot of the things that we take for granted, they didn't have, or they could not do because it wasn't, financially feasible. Like now, you know, if you want, you could hop on a Spirit flight for like 30, 40, $50 if you catch it at the right time. And it's like you take that away from us, and we are losing our mind over a 30, 40, $50 flight to wherever you want to go. And it's like back then, it's like, wait, if they had a pandemic back then, it was like everything is just shut down, period. And it's like they didn't have the luxury of saying, you know what, I'm gonna jump on a flight for up to $50 and go somewhere, blah, blah, blah. They didn't have that luxury. And it's like a lot of the things that we have, they didn't have. And we don't always take it into consideration that although we're in this situation, we still have it a whole lot better than they have it.
Right.
Because, we can get on our phones, get on our laptops, on our tablets, um, and still touch the world. Nah. It's like, it's either you on the phone, waiting in line, or you got nothing at all. Nothing at all.
No.
Then you look at, TV. We got access to all types of TV now, like, everything. YouTube, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Hulu, all kind of stuff. And it's like we could watch anything that we want to watch at any moment. I want to watch a funny movie. I want to watch an action movie. Boom, it's right there at your fingertips. Back then, it's like they didn't have all them luxuries
Right.
at all. And it's like, even though we're not used to this because we never been through it before, we still have to sit back and be like, you know what? If I have to sit in the house for 3, 6 months, before they lift curfews or before they say it's okay to go out to restaurants and distancing and this, that, and other, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think that that gave people a real opportunity to, if they actually thought about it, just to rest. You know what
Oh
I'm saying? Because
my
we
God,
stay on the go so much
man. Whew.
that people don't really take that time to, let me rest my bones here a little
Yes,
bit.
rest my bones, rest my mind.
Yeah,
Just yeah. I mean, and that is if you're fortunate enough to either have a job where you can still go to work physically, or you could work from home, or you just out of work and still getting your check.
yeah.
You know,
I
if
mean,
you're fortunate enough to have that, you're good.
if you could have took that time or take that time to again work on yourselves, work on your relationships, spend time with your kids, there go several projects around the house
Oh
or that you've been thinking about but just never had the time. You got the time, you know what I'm saying? So
man,
I think it's one of those things that people some people could have made better choices or better use of their time
mm,
than just be sitting up there worrying, because again it's kind of like uh rapper 50 Cent said. He said you can either do one or two things. You can either pray about it or worry about it. You
yeah,
can't do both. Doing both doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
So
man. Let me tell you, you hit that when you said learn how to do something around a project around the house, cause two things. This room that I'm sitting in right now, when the walls were up before, it was like regular walls, and then they had paneling over the walls that looked like wallpaper. Um,
mhm.
and I was none the wiser. I got the wallpaper scraper thing, and I was trying to scrape the wallpaper off, and it was like, man, it's not coming off. It's not coming off. And so I got a mallet one day, and I was like, you know what? These walls is coming down. And I had started knocking the walls down. Then my homegirl came through, and she was like, "We knocking these walls down." We knocked these walls down. Um, then I, took the wall pieces to the dump. It was like 1,000 pounds worth of goddamn walls and stuff. Um, and so so the walls was down. I had went off to school last year, came back, and one of my homeboys, he was like, if you don't learn how to do something that you never learned before, you are literally wasting your time. So
Wow.
I took that time and I did a whole bunch of stuff around the house that I procrastinated on. I'm gonna get back to this room, but
Hmm.
in my master bedroom, it was green carpet, green red walls, and I looked at that room for years, and I was like, I'm gonna do something with this room. But it's like, all right, whatever. So
Hmm.
the walls got painted, the carpet got ripped up, and the floor got laid. Um, this bathroom in here, I changed the sink out, changed the toilet out, did a whole bunch of stuff. I looked at these walls, and I said, these walls is going up. They're not finished yet, but I
Uh-huh.
say that because these walls got knocked down in the beginning of 2019.
Wow.
So it was down all of 2019, and I just put them up last year. Still got to sand the walls down, but I got to the point where I don't even feel like doing it. Um, but I know how to do it now.
Right.
I, I changed the toilet. I've done a lot of things. I changed the the garbage disposal in the kitchen. Did that, So it's a lot of things that I learned how to do, and it's a lot of things that I've done that I procrastinated. So
Uh-huh.
like you said, a good thing is, you find yourself, you do projects around the house that you procrastinated on. You learn a new skill.
Hmm.
Um, it's just so many things that, although it's not the best of times, but it's the best of times to learn how to do something new and do something that you've put off because, hey, you got nothing but time.
Exactly. Exactly. Definitely got to make the best use of this time when you have
Yeah.
time.
Yep. Yep.
So, not being able to travel and how will traveling be different in the future, which we basically are talking about then and now. Um,
Mm.
I think that back then people really weren't moving like that. Even if they could, they weren't moving like that. Eventually, people, started back flying and moving around. But as it sits here in the present, I still don't hear about a lot of people, traveling like that.
That depends. When it first hit and airlines shut down, it was like you could not travel unless you hopped in your car and went somewhere. And then, with that, you still had to be choosy on where you went because of the situation. But moving forward, because I've done some traveling, um, I went to let me see, I went to Florida last year. I went to Charlotte, no, Columbia, South Carolina last year. I went a few places.
Uh,
Um, went to Ohio. I went, and most of the time it was either by myself or with a group of people. But the
mhm.
thing about it moving forward, even now, is you have to be more cautious when you travel. And it's kind of frustrating because it's like I gotta wear a mask on the plane now, or the train, or the bus, or whatever I'm getting on. I have to worry about other people, not so much myself. Like I have a good bill of health, but this next person next to me maybe may not be on top of their thing with their health. Um,
Right.
Another thing that I know that it's affecting now is if you go out the country, uh, a lot of places you got to quarantine when you get there. So let's just say you want to take a weekend trip to Puerto Rico or 3 or 4 days to Dominican Republic or somewhere, Mexico or something like that, and it's like if you don't have 2 weeks of vacation and 2 weeks of vacation money, don't go. You can't go
That definitely
because
makes
it's like
sense.
it'd be crazy if you be like, all right, I'm gonna bust down here for a weekend or whatever, and they like, oh nah, you got to have a test, you know, within 3 days before you leave out, or when you get here, you got to quarantine for 2 weeks, and it's like, oh wow, I didn't plan for that. Now you stuck. Um, Another thing that's going to be tricky with a lot of people, and I don't know how you feel about it, but a lot of the anti-vaccine people, it might get to the point where if you don't take a vaccine, you ain't getting on nobody's plane, you ain't going out the country, um, and that's going to hit a lot of people.
Yeah, I definitely feel that's going to hit a lot of people. Um, as far as the whole mask thing, the way I feel about that is um, when I'm going into a department store or into a store in general, when I know I'm going to be around people, I definitely keep my mask on. And that's not necessarily to say that it's a comfort thing, but I think, again, just to avoid the drama,
Mm,
I keep my shit on.
right.
When I'm riding in my car by myself, what the fuck I need a mask on? I'm the only person in this motherfucker.
That is the most irritating thing that I've seen. It's either you're in your car by yourself or you're out walking or riding your bike by yourself. Like, why do you have a mask on your face? Like, please help me understand. Like,
Yeah, to me that makes no sense.
germs.
It's like you gonna give it to yourself.
Like, if you have to have a mask on in your car, that means your car is just nasty. Like, if you feel or you have people in and out of your car that you don't trust. And my thing is this: if you have to do that, you don't need to be in your car, or you keep a bottle of Lysol spray or something in your car that you can spray in your car when you get out. That way, it kills whatever germs is in your car, and you good.
Yeah, but when I out with my family, again, when we're in the car together, we're not wearing masks.
No, I mean
Hell,
you
we're
your
in the
family,
same space, so
right?
what difference is that gonna make? But again, when we go out into these different stores or different arenas, we keep our mask on. My wife, she's one of the people. She even wear gloves.
Mm,
I keep hand sanitizer, stuff along that line. But again, I think people really have to be responsible about keeping themselves safe. It's not so much about making other people feel comfortable,
mm,
so to speak, but definitely keeping yourself safe. And that's just how I feel about it. I'm not gonna, as soon as I come out of the department store and I'm clear, I'm by myself, I take that mask off.
off.
I'm not finna continue to hinder my own breathing. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
But again, this society, people take it upon themselves to approach other people who aren't even in their space and tell them to
Yeah.
put their mask on. Like you can see like actual videos of people getting into confrontations or
That's
going out of their way to get into a confrontation about wearing this damn mask.
oh man,
I'm like, y'all got to be some of the dumbest people ever.
mm,
These people aren't even, again, nowhere near you, nowhere, close enough to hinder your breathing or, the air around you whatsoever. But you're making it a point to go up to these people and tell them to put their mask on.
right. Yeah.
Like, to me, that's the craziest thing ever.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's part one of coping with 2021 King and I Life podcast. Sun Soul X, Soul Touch the Poet. Again, hit us on all the major podcast platforms. Email us kingandi369@gmail.com, and we will be back with part two of coping with 2021.
Yeah, yeah.